can we talk for a sec? You have a different perspective than I do. I'm a very old person. What?
I'm old too, Chris.
Well, I've been doing it a while. But does it matter? Has Philly Tech Week mattered? And maybe give me your perspective. And as you already have been warned, no surprise, I have a perspective too.
Yeah, well, I would not expect anything less than for you to have a perspective on anything. No, I mean, Chris, to me, 15 years of working in tech, being involved in tech, being around tech, I've seen changes, right? I mean, we talked a little bit briefly about just like working in tech recruiting and staffing, just the contractors I was working with, the people I was interacting with, the access to tech opportunities that existed 15 years ago is not the same as it is today. So for me, I've definitely seen changes and I've seen advancement in the work. But I'm so interested because one of the things that I live for is a Chris Wink slideshow presentation. So I was hoping before I got on this call that you had something prepared. Am I lucky enough to get something like that today?
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Just so you guys know, Damon McWhite's hell will be he's gonna someday die. He's gonna arrive in a room, and it will be me with endless slide presentations with tech workforce, VC data.
But at the end of every last slide, you're going to say, "I'm almost done," and then it just keeps going. It just never ends.
Yep. 12:26. I got limited time, but here, this is what I want to say because I had this. You guys are leading this, but I had my own moment. I've been at this 15 years, so like, the journalist in me wanted to be like, "Does any of this matter?" So here's my quick synopsis. I went back into the archives, 2009, 2010. Me, my dear friends Sean Bland and Brian Kirk, we're running this blog. At this point, we are like the creators of the blogger era. So consider me ghost of Christmas future for those creators and influencers out there. It's a dark future you hold. But we were obsessed then about an emerging startup conversation nationally that Philadelphia was not a part of. And our, Hillman, Demasi at Indy Hall, the early Philly startup leaders, friends, there was a bunch of us who were like, why isn't Philadelphia in the national vanguard? And I think a lot of people in Philadelphia were like, why would we be in the national vanguard? And we were like, that narrative has to change. And so I dug up, this is March 2011. This is the inaugural, this is the first coalition. This is the first group organizing what became Philly Tech Week. And there's a few things that I think matter in here. One, everyone's still familiar, but there's a bunch of startup founder friends. There's our pal Alex Hillman, but a bunch of fun folks from Creative World, Taib Smith, shout out.
Yeah,
Smith, my friend. But we were like chasing institutions as well. Our dear friend Steve Tang, who was in at the University Science Center. I chased down Rob Wunderling at the Philly Chamber for there, Morgan Lewis, Jeff Friedman from the city of Philadelphia, Terry, then at Ben Franklin Technology Partners, David Clayton, who was an artist doing tech artwork, Robert Cheatham from Open Data, the coalition, Tracy Wilson-Rossman, one of the founders of Philly Startup Leaders. The origins were very cross-disciplinary. And then over the next 10 years, I'll say, we collectively grew that thing. We played the world's largest video game. We got bigger numbers. And I want to posit quick here that I think this work did something. So here's my case for it. One, this is an insane list that I don't necessarily need to go through, but city policy changed. We transitioned and had representation across 3 mayoral forums, 3 governors, including Republicans and Democrats, over time at Philly Tech Week stuff. First Philadelphia City Council hearing on tech policy, world's largest video game. First time local digital art was on the Pico Crown lights. We crossed 5,000 person kickoffs. We crossed 1,000 person color closing parties. The first dollar from Comcast, Urban, and Wawa in local tech came through Philly Tech Week. So for those who've done now work with those brands, so we first brought them in. Apple, Chevy, Dell, Uber, all first national dollars in Philly happened during Philly Tech Week. So if that work has happened since it took place there. The first citywide high school robotics showcase. Dia Jones will knows the story too, that now the Robotics Coalition can draw some of its origins to early Philly Tech Week events. KeySpot and the first network of internet connectivity centers launches during Philly Tech Week. Kid Hazo and a bunch of public art installations first mash up tech and art in Philly Tech Week. Hive 76, NextFab doing the makerspace there. PSL's the Entrepreneur Expo grow around Philly Tech Week. It was in the 2010s the largest display of startup culture. Our friends at Coded by Kids, who then helped One Philadelphia happen. Some of the largest kind of first programming evolves out of here. And shout out to our friends at Rec Philly. They supported us with after parties, and then they're mashing together arts and tech happens. So all to say a lot of stuff, but then here's 3 numbers that are my case for this mattered. We talked in 2010 that Philadelphia technology in the 90s was so Western suburban bent. And for a bunch of representation reasons and narrative reasons, the conversation was we wanted it to be denser. We were obsessed with tech meetup culture, which so many meetup organizers, Ben Garvey, Tim Allen, so many people were like, we're going to gather software developers in Center City and bend the orbit and help shape what became later a gateway office strategy. The data show that happened. We brought more software density into the Center City core, which makes these jobs more accessible. For those of you who complain about capital, when you look at the 10 largest markets for VC deals, Philadelphia has won the largest, second largest, only to New York, share between 2013 and 2023. Over that decade period, more VC deals moved to Philadelphia, the 10 largest deals. New York, Miami, and Philadelphia are the only ones that meaningfully pull away from San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and Boston and Seattle. Those deals do move. It does happen here. And then a quick little snapshot to my friends in Phoenix. Danielle, I'm going to send you this video. But Phoenix is our peer. In 2010, our ecosystems are the same size. We're hovering around similar population. Over the next 10 years, Phoenix beats Philadelphia in a lot of ways that frustrate us. Population growth surges. Overall job growth surges. Specific to software industry jobs grow. And software developer population surge. But 2 numbers that Philadelphia meaningfully wins. How much storytelling happens? This is Google News indexes, so not technically stories only. This is also national and international coverage. Philadelphia almost 50%, no, more than 50% gain over Phoenix in 2024, though we start at the same level a decade prior. And the startup ecosystem, triple the size of Phoenix. I argue that Philly Tech Week is a major part of moving those numbers. Density to Center City, attracting and growing a startup community that has won over deals, and accelerating beyond our populations. And I think now that next week, that's going to continue. One Philadelphia's leadership of Philly Tech Week. We'll have our builders conference. 25 plus states will be represented, entrepreneurs and ecosystem builders.